What's going on, Rep Fam? It's Pedrico. So today I'm making a little video for like 100k special, I suppose, called How to QC Your BOGO. There's, a ton of posts about people how to QC their BOGO, and realistically they can just look around and find some answers. So maybe this video can condense it, make it a little easier for people. So we'll jump right into it. Alright, so step 1, floating E. We're going to go through pictures on each one of these, and then I can show you. All these pictures were submitted to me by Tripping. Alright, floating E. We'll start right here. Floating E, basically draw a line under your lettering. If your E floats, it's pretty simple to tell. Some of them are worse than others, but this one you can see a huge obvious gap at the end. If your E looks like it's trying to blast off the Apollo space section, your shit's probably Fugazi. Alright, step 2, we got grain. Now, some people say this is a flaw, some people don't say it's a flaw. In this, I think the grain looks pretty good. Now, basically, people think the stitching represents sometimes things being fake. Realistically, it's been proven that Supreme uses pretty shitty sewing machines and that some of their things have grain in themselves. So, up to you. Realistically, I would not return something just over some stitching. Alright, step 3, oval P. Now, this one is kind of hard to tell because some older Supreme hoodies have oval Ps, some of them have circle Ps. Now, this is kind of what a shitty P looks like right here. If you look for a good P, this one has pretty good Ps. If your P just looks dumb as shit and it's got a giant oval, right, or it's got a super tiny circle, then I would return that shit and red light it. Now, this one used to be a really, really fucking blatant one. It is the R to E. Now, in this one, you can see a good showcase. This R to E is close, but it's not touching. Right here, R to E close, but it's not touching, close, but it's not touching. Now, if your R to E links up together and they meet, the stitches meet, then you should return that shit. As long as they're close together, it's fine. As long as they're touching, return that shit. It's Fugazi. Next step, wash tag, overlapping tag. This shit has been fixed for quite a while, but you never know. If you get a really shitty one, it'll look like that. Now, you don't want your wash tags to overlap. They should have a slight gap in between each other. Also, some sellers just don't take pride in the wash tag at all and make it look like total trash. This is what a trash one looks like. Sometimes they're squinched together. It just looks completely off. Now, this one, a real one, it looks perfectly fine, just like the logo on the box. Realistically, no one's probably going to rip your shit off and check it, but if you want to flex your shit, then you should look at the Supreme tags, because some people want to check tags. That's kind of the bigger factors. Next one, we got the warped P. Now, warp P is basically a stitching flaw at the bottom of the P. If you zoom real far in, you can see the stitching's trash. This kind of goes for the entire BOGO itself. If any of the stitching on the letters is super shitty, like that U's pretty shitty there, R's pretty shitty. If the stitching's not tight together and there's holes in all the stitching, or the outside of the BOGO itself, right around where the box is, looks shitty around this area, then return that and get another one. Because, some Supreme shit is really trash, and then some of it's fine. Now, Supreme machines, like I said, they don't really use the best shit. It's not like a Gucci sweater where everything's perfect on it. It's normal, cheap, like $100 shit. So, your shit can have a couple flaws in it, but if it's super gapped or super fucked up, return and get another one. Alright, next one, we have the fucked up S. Now, you can look at the S's here. You can see that the S is super fucked. Like, the sizing is way off. If your S looks like trash, like it's way skinny or way too fat in parts, then you know that it's Fugazi as hell. Skinny E's as well. You can see right here, the E is way skinnier than this E is. Some E's will be way fatter, and sometimes the circles in them will be way the fuck too small. That's something to look out for. And then just really simply also is a correct color blank. Just look this shit up on Google. Look what a real one looks like. If the QCs you sent are trash, then, look at that. That's pretty much basic. No sellers really do that shit. And sometimes Superbuy has terrible camera lighting, so make sure you buy the HD photos because it's 100% worth it. Basically, that's overall the easiest ways to quality check all your shit. Look at all of that, and if all that checks out, you're pretty much good to go.